Technology takes center stage in Shawnee Mission as teachers train on devices that every student in the district will soon have in hand. The district's Culinary Arts Signature Program invites the community into the kitchen for a little cooking. Students turn trash into treasure by creating a special work for Briarwood Elementary's cafeteria. Plus, Grand's Guide to Taking Down an Ogre gets students talking about solutions to bullying. It's all ahead on this episode of Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. Welcome to Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. I'm your host, Leanne Neal. Shawnee Mission schools are embarking on an exciting new technology initiative. The two-year project will ultimately put a technological device in the hands of every student in the district. Educators such as these at Blue Jacket Flint Elementary were some of the first to test drive the new technology in training sessions for their new MacBook Air computer and iPad Air tablet.
Well, you know, as a 30-plus year veteran, I really was more excited than I thought I would be. Sometimes when you've been teaching for that long, you're not excited about new initiatives. But when I heard that we were getting iPads and the MacBook Airs, I was so excited.
All teachers and administrators received their MacBook and iPad early to help them get ready for student implementation over the next 2 years. Renee Nelson thinks the touchscreen iPad tablets will be more user-friendly for her kindergartners.
And when we use the Airliner, as our current technology, it's very difficult. You know, they're trying to look at the screen and try to figure out where they are. And I think the iPad affords a lot more eye-hand coordination that is direct. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about, a lot of them have already played on iPads or some kind of tablet. And so I know that they will be very excited. They will probably be teaching me some things about how to use it and how to implement it.
Students at 10 elementary schools will be part of the first phase of implementation. In the second year, the remaining 23 elementary schools will join the individual iPad program. Under this plan, each student in grades 3 through 6 will receive an iPad Air to use in the classroom and to take home. Younger students will have access to an iPad for use in the classroom.
I know they're hoping, at least in kindergarten and all through elementary, they're hoping that they'll be doing, taking pictures and doing video and just all kinds of multimedia things. So it won't just be games. I mean, it's actually going to be writing on it, doing research on it, even at the kindergarten level.
Yay! I am so happy!
At Shawnee Mission Northwest, teachers picked up their technology packets, then quickly became students as they learned how to log on to their new MacBook Air and iPad Air. In the fall, each high school student in the district will be assigned a MacBook Air laptop computer to use in and out of the classroom to support learning. It's an idea that has educators pumped about the possibilities.
We're extremely excited. We're very excited because of the creativity that the Apple affords the student. The opportunities that this will afford to our teachers and to our students is just amazing.
To enhance learning at the middle school level, next year all students will receive an iPad Air to use at school and at home.
I think it's exciting for our kids to have these devices. It's exciting for our teachers, and anything that enhances our delivery of content and curriculum, gets students excited about concepts, connects to the way that they're used to learning. I think it opens up a lot of opportunities for our kids.
Shawnee Mission Superintendent Jim Henson says he's excited at the possibilities this project has for transforming our practice and our classrooms to offer greater opportunities for exploration and learning for students. Up next, a new way for you to get involved in the district's award-winning Culinary Arts program. And students in the Biotechnology Signature program learn what it takes to be a crime lab DNA analyst.
We read Close to Famous by Joan Baer. 12-year-old Foster and her mother are trying to make do after Foster's father's helicopter got shot down in Iraq. All Foster has left of him is a pillowcase filled with her father's dog tags from the Army, special award he got for getting killed, letters he sent her, cuff links, a little flag from Ireland, and a donkey keyring.
When Foster and her mother have to leave Memphis because of an abusive situation involving an Elvis impersonator named Tuck, they find themselves in the tiny town of Culpeper, West Virginia. Soon Foster realizes the pillowcase filled with her dad's memories has been left behind. People quickly warm to Foster's mother with the great singing voice and Foster who can bake like nobody's business.
Soon Foster, who dreams of having her own cooking show one day, like her idol Sonny Carroll, lands herself a gig in baking for a local coffee shop and gets herself some much-needed help from a Hollywood movie star in overcoming her biggest challenge.
No, they have to read the book to find out.
This book will make you hungry for dessert as Foster describes the big and delicious cupcakes and muffins she creates, like triple chocolate blowout cupcakes and butterscotch muffins.
Just as Foster and her mother start to feel at ease, their past catches up to them. Thanks to the people in Culpeper, Foster and her mother try to find the strength to put their troubles behind them for good.
We rate this book 4 out of 5 stars
for its well-thought-out characters
and its vivid descriptions of Foster's baked goods. Read this book.
Welcome back. Many in the Shawnee Mission community are familiar with the district's outstanding student-run restaurant, the Broadmoor Bistro. Now our nationally acclaimed culinary arts program is giving community members another way to get involved.
This is an inexpensive cut of meat, and the easiest way to prepare this for a pot pie is to cut it in roughly 1-inch pieces.
You could say the students filling this classroom have a little more life experience than the high school students enrolled in the district's culinary arts program. They're taking part in a new series of adult education classes.
The adult classes, the idea behind adult classes, they're kind of beginners classes, but it's to really get our community involved in what we're doing here and be hands-on with what we're doing.
So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to make something that is going to be a little meaty, that has a little bit of size to it.
This session is all about comfort food and how to make hearty casseroles. High school culinary students get a chance to serve as mentors.
So we're showing them that they can use good ingredients and get a lot out of a little amount of ingredients for what they're making.
It's been really fun. Everybody's come in, it's had a great time. The classes are about 4 hours, so we do demos, we talk about the item that we're making, and then they're in the kitchen the rest of the time. And that's the biggest thing, is that the people that are coming in, they want to be hands-on, they want to be in the kitchen, they want to see our facilities, they want to actually be cooking, so they can take these tips and tricks back to their house and actually show people what they've learned.
I think the class was great. The tips as you're cooking the food are really critical because they answer all the questions that you ask as you're making sauces and how do you get lumps out, basic tips. So it's really good.
Yeah, one of the things I found interesting was you have a recipe, but you don't follow it. You just kind of wing it and make up new things and try different flavor combinations, and you end up with more than one kind of sauce in your lasagna, but it's fine. It's all fun and delicious.
The restaurant has been a hot spot for individuals to kind of come in and kind of gauge what we're doing with students, but they also have an interest for themselves, so this has provided an avenue for them to come into the bistro and be with other adults and be under instruction and just kind of see what the facility does as far as education.
It's just kind of all about teaching for people here. I think that everyone in this school really enjoys helping other people. So I feel like they just want to help other people learn about what we do here.
Oh, I think this is really terrific. I'm a longtime Johnson County resident, and I think the whole culinary arts program is really outstanding opportunity for students.
13 years ago, we were looking at expansion and opportunity for students. Now we have a facility that totally is more than adequate for the amount of students that we have, and it is one of the nation's best facilities.
Chef Broussard says while the bistro provides a great way for the community to see what culinary students are learning, the adult classes take it a step further.
Now we're providing an opportunity for them to learn as well, and I think that that is what really separates Shawnee Mission from a lot of other schools.
To To learn more about the district's culinary arts program and the Broadmoor Bistro, visit smsd.org and look for the Culinary Arts link under the About tab. In another Shawnee Mission signature program, student scientists have an opportunity to explore the world of biotechnology.
So you decide, I think I want to be a DNA analyst in a crime lab. What does that entail?
On this day, Johnson County Crime Lab scientist Ashley Clark is sharing a bit about what she does as a DNA analyst.
As a forensic scientist, you have to be able to play two different roles. You have to be able to do the lab work, perform those lab tests, and write your results, but you also have to be able to explain the methods and everything that you did to reach those conclusions in the court of law.
Introduction to Biotechnology is the first class in the Biotechnology Signature Program curriculum. One of the goals is to introduce students to different careers in biotechnology.
She's the first speaker this semester, and hopefully we have about 25 more speakers to share their careers and their career path and just talk to the students very bluntly about this is what you need to do if you want to do what I do.
They sequence DNA, which that's huge. I didn't do that until grad school. So getting these kids introduced at a young age, showing them what is kind of out there. Is this something that they truly want to pursue? And if it is, kind of setting them up for that future in college. This should make the blood stains kind of sparkle and fluoresce.
As part of her presentation, Clark shows students some of the tools she uses to detect DNA evidence.
Can you see, and you can also see that the blood looks dark. Can you see that the blood samples look dark?
I thought it was really interesting because we're going to be learning some of that stuff in Miss Bott's class. You don't really come in knowing exactly what you're going to be, and it's kind of nice to know some jobs that are out there that you can go into after high school and college.
Most students come in and they know they want to work in the lab, but they don't know where they're going to find a job or what they're, who has a lab and what I might be doing in the future.
As a crime lab professional, Clark says she's impressed with what these high school students are already doing.
They actually run gel slab electrophoresis in this class, and I didn't get to do that until I was in college, so I think that's really awesome.
To learn more about Shawnee Mission's Biotechnology Signature Program, go to smsd.org and look for Biotechnology under the About tab. Coming up, Rising Star celebrates Jack Miller Day. We'll tell you about this very special volunteer. Plus, families of Broken Arrow pull together to answer a need in their own community when Spotlight on Shawnee Mission returns. Welcome back. It will be easy to remember to recycle at Briarwood Elementary because of artwork recently created by students.
Now the group that's over here is going to start out gluing. Have you ever done any gluing before? Yeah. Who's done gluing before? Raise your hands. So we have been offered a grant through Interurban Art House to facilitate a mural project for recycling in the elementary school system. Our goal is to kind of help the young people learn a little bit about the importance of protecting and preserving the earth. We have various colors of paper that have been cut up. We have pieces of plastic. We have styrofoam, which is something that's just horrible that gets thrown in the earth, and some old denim pieces that have been cut up. So we have lots of different pieces that you normally would find in landfills that are becoming part of this mural project. That's going to be a shadow because he's running and he's up in the air and he's going after the can so he can take it back to his master.
And so what we're teaching the kids is We've taken all this garbage and cut it up into very small pieces to make an image. The image of the mural is all about recycling. And by putting it in the cafeteria, we beautify the cafeteria, which needs it. We hire artists at a fair wage. We teach the kids that they can grow up and be artists and stay involved in the community. And we're using this unusual art form to teach them environmentalism. So we talk about recycling.
You're going to do cutting. So we're going to give you some bits and pieces, and we need you to cut them small so that we can glue them to the mural, okay? We try and make it multi-layered, so there's some music playing, they get a treat and a snack at the end, they get a chance to socialize in a positive way, and then also they get a chance to find out that they do have creativity, which sometimes young people don't think they have.
Although they're working with small scraps right now, these first graders already see the bigger picture.
It's gonna look like a dog, and then it's gonna look like there's a can right here. Maybe a tree and people playing out in the yard. We're taking trash and we're making a beautiful picture.
And even at this young age, these students can tell you why recycling matters.
Because if we don't, our world will just be trash everywhere. Because then animals don't have anywhere to live and there's not that much trees. We have to recycle all days so the world can get healthy.
Toombs says in addition to getting these students to think about caring for the earth, this art project has another important objective.
It stimulates their imagination. It gives them options later in life to be able to approach life creatively, problem solve in different ways than they would if they did not have active imagination.
What's really funny is when I show them the picture of what the finished mural is going to look like, there's a universal, wow, that's so cool. They're physically engaged, it's tactile, it's good looking. They really get it. It's like really engaging them on a lot of levels. It's really fun, they like it.
Briarwood's project was funded with help from a Green Schools grant from the Kansas Department of Health and Environment. Helping some students have food over the weekend is the idea behind the Back Snack program run by Harvesters. Now, one elementary school is taking the program a step further to give extra help to some of its families in need.
In addition to the regular bag snack your student receives weekly, this bag contains extra staple items that we hope will be helpful to your family over the upcoming spring break week. These were made possible through private donations from fellow members of your community.
The bags include peanut butter, crackers, cereal, and oranges. The extra supplies are going home with Broken Arrow Elementary students who are already part of Harvester's Back Snack program.
I couldn't imagine myself going without meals during weekends, and so I think it's great for them to have an option to have some snacks and meals if they may not have that without this program.
I believe we started at 20 or 25 bags, and they come each week, and those started going home 3 years ago, and we have grown to the point we have 55 going out the door each week now, so it's been a really good thing for some of our most neediest families here in our school.
The weekly backpacks include food staples that children can eat during the weekend. A great start, but Thomas says she knew that many at Broken Arrow would want to do more to help.
The bags that we have this week are through private donations. We have a group of women in our community that either had kids that went to Broken Arrow here too, that still just have a real heart for the school. And through association and friends, they kind of all banded together, and last year gave us a nice sum of money at Christmas time that we used to supplement our back snacks with fresh fruit. Mostly the kids, especially early on in the program, they're very excited to be able to just know that they're getting those food things to take home.
I think it's a great way to do something small. It took 45 minutes of our day, and I think it's going to be a huge help for those families.
Celebrating a birthday at school is not unusual, but when Rising Star Elementary recently celebrated Jack Miller's birthday, it was anything but ordinary.
Good morning, Rising Star students and staff. I have a special announcement this morning. Today, our good friend, Jack Miller, is turning 90 years old. Mr. Miller has been volunteering at Rising Star at least twice a week for the past 11 years. And before that, he volunteered at Somerset Elementary School for 13 years. That's a total of 24 years of volunteering to help kids learn.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh man, Jack, he is a one-of-a-kind guy, very energetic, very passionate about helping others, and going strong at 90, and just an inspiration to everyone.
Thank you, thank you.
One of the things about Mr. Miller is I know he wakes up every morning and he thinks about, what's my purpose today? What can I go do to help somebody else?
So we thank you very much for your service to our children, 24 years, that's a great accomplishment, but also happy 90th birthday. So ladies, anything in addition this morning? So we wanted to be here to honor you today as you honor our students every day. So congratulations and thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you all.
My students look so forward to seeing him because he has just a kind, gentle way of working with them, and they treat him with such respect. And it's just a great thing to see an older person working with a younger person like that. And the fact that my students who are so young don't always get to interact with someone older. And so they do get to see that age is just a number. And it doesn't matter who you are, if you're willing to come into our schools, volunteer, work with children, the children feel good about it, and I know it makes Mr. Miller happy to come visit us.
Well, first of all, I was amazed when I walked in the door and I saw all the people, particularly members of the school board, and so I was amazed at the number of people here, and then to realize that that the district superintendent was here and members of the school board, it was very impressive.
That was a big job, wasn't it?
It's a wonderful way for me to spend my time. You know, I live in a retirement community with a bunch of older citizens, and so working with the young people is a real refreshing thing for me to do. But I wouldn't miss it for anything because the kids are so young and refreshing and interesting to work with.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much.
Miller was also honored by the Lenexa City Council with a proclamation declaring it Jack Miller Day at Rising Star. Miller is a great example of the significant positive difference volunteers make in the lives of Shawnee Mission students. To find out more about volunteering in the district, visit smsd.org and look for volunteering under the Community tab. Up next, a Shawnee Mission original. Find out how Grand's Guide to Taking Down an Ogre is helping teach anti-bullying strategies.
Hi, my name is Corey, and I read the book The Extraordinary Mark Twain According to Susie by Barbara Curley. Mark Twain is a well-known American author and humorist from the 19th century. What is unique about this book is that his 13-year-old daughter Susie decides to write a biography about her father in her journal to set the record straight. Within the book are Susie's actual handwritten entries with her misspellings and insights about everyday life with her famous father. I also like the extra features in the book, which included a timeline of Mark Twain's life and tips for writing your own extraordinary biography. I give this book 4 out of 5 stars. Read it.
Welcome back. A Shawnee Mission Middle School has come up with an unusual way to share an anti-bullying message. They're touring elementary schools with an original play called Grand's Guide to Taking Down an Ogre.
If we stick together, we don't have to put up with this. Everyone, try it now, just like we practiced.
Stop! That's bullying, and bullying is not okay.
Westridge Middle School students act out this fairy tale with the central message that bullying is not okay.
My favorite part of the entire thing is just seeing the little kids' expressions when they see people coming out and standing up to the bullies and thinking that they will probably do this when they see someone bullied or when they get bullied themselves.
Everyone use your assertive voice and say stop.
Stop! The older students hope that Grand's Guide gets 2 key messages across to their young audiences.
The play makes you want to tell the kids to be assertive and show empathy. Mainly those are the key words, because I was kind of weak when I was that age. I didn't want to stand up. But I like the idea of it showing how you're supposed to stand up. It even gives you words to say and what to do, and I think it's really good.
Those are 2 key components of the second step curriculum that we tied into. The playwright that we commissioned to write this got training in second step so she could embed those into the script, and the role playing and other activities we do all tie into showing empathy for other people and then assertively standing up for yourself or for others when somebody's kind of under attack.
With help from the Shawnee Mission Education Foundation and Target Corporation, the middle school students took the show to 12 elementary schools in the district.
I think it's delivering a lot to them. It's just such a powerful message, and for it to come from older students and not just the adults, that is so key, because they look at them with this sense of awe and respect. They're like heroes to them, and I think they're going to internalize a whole lot more.
You are going to distract the bully from bullying me anymore.
After each performance, the middle school actors conduct workshops to give the elementary audience a chance to put what they've just seen into practice. Coates says this workshop experience is unique because it takes the play's message one step further.
It helps personalize it because obviously they're interacting more one-on-one with the middle school students, and then they get to put into practice with the role playing some of the things that they observed the characters doing.
I think we're making a huge difference because I was in my classroom over there and there were kids there who were saying, whoa, I got pushed down yesterday by someone from my class, or I got hit with a pencil, and this helps them keep that away from me.
It's really fun to be able to teach the kids how to cooperate and stand up to bullies, because I went through a bullying situation. I didn't know what to do when I was younger, but now I think that we've doing this, it will help make an impact on the kids' lives.
While the actors facilitate the workshops, the tech crew is busy tearing down and loading up for the next stop.
Being on tech crew is really cool because we practice a lot of things like setting up and tearing down in a timed session. And it's really interesting because we have to do this all in an organized manner, and we work as a team to take down all of this stuff.
It is probably one of the best plays I've ever been in because I get to actually work with little kids, and I like working with little kids because of how cool they can be and how well they listen.
My favorite part is when you're watching the show and you see all the little kids and they love the show and they're just laughing along with it and they're participating. That's just really cool to see that what we do makes them so happy.
Again, stop! That's bullying, and bullying is not okay.
Westridge Middle School's junior thespian troupe is one of only a few in the state. Congratulations, junior thespians, on a job well done. That's all the time we have for this episode of Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. Join us again as we continue to feature the programs and people of Shawnee Mission who are helping guide students to success. Thank you for watching.